Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your host with the biggest nose, JC Courtside, coming at y'all today on October 29th. What a night of NBA basketball we had. I want to start off by saying thank y'all for tuning in again. I want to apologize first and foremost because that is 2 days in a row where we are not actually live streaming our podcast. I would like to apologize in advance if I have to clear my throat or blow my nose into a tissue at any point. I am under the weather. I think I might have some sort of food poisoning as well as a cold on top of that. So please bear with me. Hopefully we'll return to the live streams Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. Okay. We got a big night of NBA basketball, so I got a lot to watch, and hopefully we can be live tomorrow as usual on this YouTube channel as well as on the Twitch stream. So I hope you guys are doing well and you're not catching whatever's going on out there, because I feel like everyone I know is getting sick. So hopefully y'all stay clear from that. You guys saw the thumbnail, the title. Today we're going to be breaking down two of my favorite games last night. There weren't too many games on last night, so we're going to be doing a new segment on here that I'm sure you guys have heard of on other podcasts called Fact or Cap. And that's, I brought three topics that I want to put out there, see what you guys think, give my opinion on these takes that I have. All right. Before we get started, y'all, podcast listeners, be sure to leave 5-star ratings and reviews. It helps more than you could ever possibly understand. And YouTube viewers, be sure to leave a like, subscribe. It really helps us a lot. When I say us, I mean me and you. We're in this together, y'all. All right. Well, I say we just get started, right? So one of the games I wanted to start this pod, this might not be a long pod because it wasn't that exciting of a night of NBA basketball. There's one game in particular that we're talking about next that I thought was an absolute thriller. Very fun, very unexpected, entertaining game, but there's a lot of points I want to talk about these two games, right? Up first, we have the Milwaukee Bucks defeating the New York Knicks 121-111. Now, this is one of those games that if you didn't watch, you could see why the Knicks lost, right? If you just look at the box score, plain and simple, you would see, oh, of course the Bucks won this game. And honestly, that stays true. Because when you see a couple players on the New York Knicks, players who you need to have at least average games, not bad games, 3 of their actual core players of this team had bad games. Josh Hart, 1 for 5. Karl Anthony Towns, 2 for 12. OG Anunoby, 3 for 11. The Knicks are missing Miles McBride and Mitchell Robinson, and the Bucks are just missing really Kevin Porter Jr. But that shouldn't have impacted this game's results the way it did. The Bucks took back the lead, I believe, later in the third quarter or early fourth quarter. It was a pretty entertaining game the way Giannis just flat out took over. Towards the end of the game, one thing I'll highlight is the New York Knicks just were not playing defense whatsoever. Karl Anthony Towns was taking shots that he normally takes. A couple of those step back threes that he attempted, none of them went in. 0 for 3. He did not have a good game whatsoever. He was good on the glass with 12 rebounds, but I mean, if you're shooting 2 for 12 as like the second option on a team, as well as your third or fourth guy with OG Anunoby shooting 3 for 11, the defense, the offense just wasn't there last night. Jalen Brunson obviously did his thing, dropping 36 points. Mikal Bridges dropped 24 points. It was a decent game from the Knicks, but when you have 2 of your top 4 guys have abysmal games, it's going to be very hard to win. And part of the reason is because you have one of the greatest players in NBA history in Giannis Antetokounmpo shooting 16 for 22, 73%, dropping 37 points, game high, 7 assists, 8 rebounds. But he wasn't even like obviously we all know Giannis is the focal point of the Milwaukee Bucks. But when you look at the team around Giannis towards the tail end of the game, if you guys were watching, if you guys weren't watching, it was very interesting to see what Giannis was doing. He was trusting his teammates to bring the ball up the court. Giannis loves running the point forward. He loves bringing the ball up the court and getting the offense set. He didn't need to. He trusted his teammates. Honestly, Giannis was not lying when he said, we have Cole Anthony, we have Ryan Rollins, because Ryan Rollins playing the best stretch of his career right now, 8 for 11 shooting. He shot same exact percentage, 72.7 as Giannis. He was 4 for 4 from three-point land, 5 for 5 from the free throw line, and he had 25 points on a plus 11 for the team. Ryan freaking Rollins. I was not expecting this. When Giannis said that he has Ryan Rollins and Cole Anthony, I was like, okay, dude, you got to chill out. You know, like this is a mid team. And they are honestly not a deep team, all things considered. But what Giannis is doing right now should not go unnoticed. Their schedule hasn't been the easiest. Their schedule also hasn't been the hardest. But what you're seeing Giannis do and consistently drop over 35 points per game and still lead his team to victory with a team that looks like him, like this. You know, AJ Green, all things considered, he shot 3 for 5. All 5 of his shots were from deep. He just got extended by the Bucks. He's a great shooter, great young talent. And I was not expecting this out of Ryan Rollins. He is playing incredibly well. And Giannis is making this team look actually competent. It's a sight to see. Truly, it's a sight to see. Giannis is one of the best players in the league. I mean, you could argue he is the best. But I mean, when you see what other teams are doing, there's a few games that happened last night there was only 5 games last night, right? So I could quickly recap the rest of them just to give you a sort of a storyline and just understand what happened. There's not much of a storyline with this Bucks Knicks game. Honestly, there's not. I mean, when you look at it, the Bucks, I feel like if this game had gone any longer, they probably would have faltered. Okay, I'll say this. For the New York Knicks, I keep getting sidetracked, but this is a big point that I wanted to mention, like that I took notes of last night that I was like, I have to mention this. This team looked sort of like Tom Thibodeau was still coaching in the fourth quarter. Now, obviously, I don't mean that minutes-wise, right? I mean that play style-wise. For the first few games, the New York Knicks were actually moving the ball around. They were swinging that thing. They were moving the ball around a lot. This game, they only had 24 assists. And it's sort of like normally Brunson would dribble the air out of the ball when they were coached by Tibbs. This time it was like, okay, I'll dribble the hell out of the ball. You dribble the ball. You dribble the ball. And whoever was dribbling the ball more than 3 seconds in that possession, they were putting the shot up. Whether it was an OG midi, whether it was a Mikal Bridges 3, Karl Anthony Towns step back, they just kept taking turns last night, and it was not organized basketball. I'm not going to go ahead and blame Mike Brown there. I think they just sort of fell victim to their old ways. I mean, they were playing like that for the last few years, right? So I think this is going to be a learning curve for the Knicks. I don't really think that they care a whole lot about the regular season. They should be a top 2 seed when it's all said and done. They just need to clean up this the shooting. I mean, Cat was getting good looks. He wasn't hitting them. OG was getting good looks. He wasn't hitting them. Josh Hart had a couple. I think he had a late game 3 that he should have hit. I mean, at the end of this game, the way that the Bucks pulled out was a sight to see. I believe Ryan Rollins hit a 3. They got to stop, and then Giannis just brought the ball down the court and just yammed it on the whole team just straight up. Like, they have no answer for Giannis, right? I think he got a block right at the end of the game as well. Yeah, I mean, he had 2 blocks and one of them late game. It was a very fun game to watch. It wasn't like something that you had to see. It was on NBC, as well as the game later on in the night. It was Warriors versus Clippers. It was a pretty good game, all things considered. It was. Giannis, I mean, he's just playing out of his mind right now. When he has the help that he does with Ryan Rollins stepping up, AJ Green stepping up, Gary Trent had a decent game. I mean, this team looks dangerous. Miles Turner, I will say, has been incredible on one side of the court, and that's defensively. I feel like their paint is just impossible to get into when you have Giannis probing and then Miles Turner just standing strong. He only shot 1 for 6, 1 for 5 from deep. But Miles Turner's defensive presence is, I think, why they brought him here, as well as the stretchability. I mean, he didn't shoot well last night, but he'll get the hang of it. I think Miles Turner was a great pickup for this team. Really, all they needed, I think, was a shooting around Giannis. And right now, I mean, hey, 14 threes. They made more than the Knicks. And the Knicks attempted 6 more than they did. They shot 9% better from deep. They got shooters around Giannis, right? I mean, that always is going to work. Whether or not they can hit these shots when it actually matters, we'll see. Now, the next game I wanted to talk about, this one was a lot of fun. Now, mind you, I was on and off the toilet all last night, so I had to sign in on Peacock on my phone, and I watched the entire fourth quarter and overtime on the toilet because I don't know what's going on, this food poisoning. I tried recording this podcast twice already, so this is going to be a little bit later of a release. mainly because I was in and out of the bathroom this morning. I just could not live stream it. I mean, it wouldn't have worked. The Washington Wizards choking their lead and losing in overtime to the 76ers 139 to 134. Now, I'm not understating that whatsoever. I believe there was 4 minutes left in the game, and the Wizards were up 13. I think they were up 13 or 14 with 4 minutes left in the game. And then the Tyrese Maxey just woke up. This game was a tale of 4 quarters, not even 2 halves. It was a tale of 4 quarters. Joel Embiid started the game. He only played 23 minutes. He's still on a minutes restriction. Shot 9 for 17. The big thing about him is he was a +9. And when he was on the court, like, I guess he looked okay. Now, I know a couple pods ago I said Joel Embiid doesn't look like he can jump anymore, and he's lacking all sorts of the athleticism that he once had. And that's fully true. That has not changed. But something Joel Embiid can do. I mean, he shot 53% from the field and 3 for 6 from deep last night. Something that Joel Embiid could do is he could be an Al Horford. Defensively, maybe not. But he could be just a stretch 5. He doesn't need to be your cornerstone of this franchise. We've seen it. The Philadelphia 76ers remain undefeated. There were a couple plays in this game where I saw Joel Embiid and I saw flashes of old Joel Embiid because he still has that finesse around the rim, especially with his back to the basket. It's all dependent on whether or not he can do this long term. I'll say this much. I don't think I'm crazy for saying this either, and you guys probably agree with me. The 76ers should be heavily shopping Joel Embiid. Now, whether or not there's a market out there, I think there is. You can look around the league, right? Obviously, he has a ginormous contract. But look around the league and see teams that need that 5. That they don't need to demand too much of just when he's on the court, he'll play well. Now, if it were my franchise, if I owned a franchise, I would not make that trade. But if Joel Embiid can play, let's say he plays 30 games by the trade deadline. That means he'll have missed about 12 to 15 games. That's not that crazy to think about. That's not that crazy. In my opinion, and I've mentioned it before, the Philadelphia 76ers have something special right now. And I think it caught all of us by surprise. Obviously, we all expected Quentin Grimes to just be the lights out shooter. I mean, he shot 7 for 17 last night, but he had a big 3 late in the fourth quarter. That ended up sending this game to overtime. Jabari Walker is given serviceable minutes off the bench. Andre Drummond, 11 minutes off the bench, 11 and a half minutes, 10 rebounds in that time. Andre Drummond's playing extremely well, 3 for 4 from the field. But a couple guys that I want to talk about in particular, I'm going to start with VJ Edgecombe. He had 2 4-point plays last night. Like, he hit the 3 and the foul. He didn't shoot well. He shot 4 for 12. But, I mean, he still was a +11 on the court. So, VJ Edgecombe is all, in my opinion, he's running away with Rookie of the Year right now. Now, it's a long season. Anything could happen. Cooper Flack can wake up and learn how to play point. Anything could happen. But he is definitely leading the race in Rookie of the Year, in my opinion. Next up, I want to talk about Adem Bona. Adem Bona. Holy hell. This cat has come out of nowhere, man. He may not score all that much, but he had one of the, if not the biggest bucket in the entire game. Tyrese Maxey went up for a layup, and I guess he didn't put too much finesse on the finger roll. Adem Bona just comes out of nowhere, puts it back with a dunk, and then on the other end, gets a huge block that ends up sealing the game. 5 points, 5 blocks. I believe 4 of them came in the fourth quarter and overtime. This kid's uber athletic, like ridiculously athletic. And I think he could be a very, very good run, like pick and roll center that's just running full head of steam to the basket. Last but not least, I want to talk about Tyrese Maxey. We have to start having some serious conversations about Tyrese Maxey. It was his worst shooting performance from deep last night for the season, 33.3. He's been shooting over 50% from 3 until this game. I think he still is shooting just over 50% for the season. He shot 11 for 25 from the field, 39 points, 10 assists, 3 rebounds. He had 4 turnovers, but that's going to happen. Like, people always insult Cade Cunningham for the amount of turnovers when you're the team's sole primary ball handler. I mean, VJ Edgecombe does bring the ball up the court sometimes, but I mean, he doesn't have the confidence or ability that Tyrese Maxey does. Not only does he played 47 minutes. Now, the 76ers are running Tyrese Maxey to the ground right now, right? So in my factor cap segment that we are doing later, I do have a specific opinion out there that I am going to share. But right now, I just want to give credit where credit is due. Tyrese Maxey, in my opinion, is a top 3 in MVP candidate, like, voting right now. Long season. But I think it goes like Wemby, Shea, Tyrese Maxey. And honestly, Shea or Maxey can be interchangeable right now, because all 3 of those teams just so happen to be undefeated, as well as the Bulls. There's still 4 undefeated teams in the league, in the Spurs, Thunder, 76ers, and Bulls. I hope I didn't say Bulls twice. But yeah, man, the 76ers are looking incredible. And it's all because of their guards, Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe. And I mean, mind you, this team is still missing Paul George, which I'm not sure why I start seeing people are out here discrediting Paul George. No matter what, Paul George is going to be better than Justin Edwards. No insult to him, but he's going to be better than Jabari Walker. He's going to be better than Justin Edwards. Bringing Paul George in, I don't think it'll disrupt the chemistry too much. As long as Tyrese Maxey is still the primary ball handler, they're still waiting on Jared McCain as well. So I don't know how this team's going to look. They are heavy on the guard play. And I mean, it should be just a fun year, especially off of the year that the 76ers had last season. No matter what happens now, hopefully 76ers fans can just enjoy something to watch, right? They don't need to, they don't need to win at all this year, but as long as they give them an entertaining season, they've already surpassed everyone's expectations. Just shout out the Philadelphia 76ers. I was not expecting this. I don't think you were expecting this. I don't think anybody was expecting this. Yeah, I mean, that game was nuts. Now, I do want to move on to our segment Factor Cap, but before we do that, I want to just quickly recap a couple of the rest of the games last night. Heat Hornets. I can't watch the Miami Heat Charlotte Hornets games. I can't watch any Charlotte Hornet game live. I do live in North Carolina now, and I watch all of my games on League Pass. So obviously, if you guys know how League Pass works, you can't watch your local team unless you have cable or FanDuel Sports Network subscription, which I don't. I pay for League Pass. So I can't watch any Hornets games. I have to watch all of the condensed versions. So they're about like 25 minutes of all the misses and makes and like highlight plays. So, I mean, I get to see the game. I get to see the momentum swings. I get to see the box scores and whatnot. But I just can't watch them live. Now, there's not much to talk about. The Miami Heat scored 144 on the Hornets. The Hornets scored 117. It just was not like, if you look at the Hornets, from what I saw in the condensed thing, in the condensed footage, they weren't playing a lick of defense. I mean, a lick of defense. I don't know how many open threes the Miami Heat got, but how many did they make? They made 23s. The Hornets' only goal is to outscore their opponent. They didn't have a bad night per se shooting, other than Miles Bridges and Trey Mann. Those are the only guys that shot poorly, right? But you still had Colin Sexton 7 for 11, right? Still had Con Knipple, almost 50%. Like, the team wasn't that bad at shooting. It's just their defense that was horrible, man. The Miami Heat shot 54% from the field, 44% from deep. No team in the NBA is going to lose after doing that. No team in the NBA. Bam showed up and showed out 26 points. The homie Jaime Jaquez, I already talked about him a couple pods ago, 28 points, incredible. Yeah, I mean, they're looking good. They're looking good. I got nothing bad to say about the Miami Heat. Simone Fontecchio is actually playing basketball now. Chris swore the one thing that he was supposed to be good at, he just wasn't good at with the Pistons. Yeah, Norman Powell didn't even play this night. Or last night. Didn't even play. So I'm pretty confident a lot of people, like Heat fans in particular, did not think that the Heat would just come out and do this. But when a team is shooting that incredibly well, you're not going to lose. The Hornets are not playing any defense whatsoever. The next game I watched live, I had almost all of these games open on League Pass on the multi-view. Yeah, the Kings sold. Kings sold against the Thunder. Thunder took out the Kings 107 to 101. I honestly thought this was going to be the first loss for Oklahoma. And then the Kings just crumbled. Their last like 4 minutes of the game, maybe even 5 minutes, the Kings were getting into their half-court offense way too late into the clock. Like they weren't starting their actual offensive play until there were 6 seconds left on the shot clock. And that was their demise. Russell Westbrook isn't spreading the floor. He hit 4 threes last night, which is great. Still shot 6 for 16 and was a minus 16 on the court. Yeah, I mean, they were not that horrible offensively. I think Domantas Sabonis and Westbrook were the worst ones offensively on the team. Sabonis could not get anything near the basket at all. Couldn't get a single thing by the basket. Was it Alex Caruso that hit that game-sealing 3? It was. Cason Wallace didn't have a good game. Aaron Wiggins was the Thunder's player of the game. He had 18 points, but he didn't even have the best performance. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, another 31 points. And my guy, AJ Mitchell. I realized in the last few podcasts, I called him a rookie. He's in his second year. I've said it a million times, and I'll say it a million more times. You can cut the Oklahoma City Thunder team in half, and they will still be a playoff contender. They were missing J-Dub still, Isaiah Joe still, Kenrich Williams still, and Chet Holmgren tonight. And they pulled it out. I feel like the Thunder just lock in the fourth quarter. It's ridiculous. They'll just keep it close all game and then just smoke you at the end. And yeah, that's it. Alex Caruso hit the game-winning 3 that put him up and just sealed the Kings' fate. Hartenstein had an incredible game, 14 rebounds. He had a big... That's right. Aaron Wiggins dove for the ball out of bounds and saved it and passed it to Isaiah Hartenstein, and he got an and-one dunk. Missed the free throw. Caruso got the rebound off the missed free throw. They missed another shot, and like they just had so many opportunities to seal this away, but the Kings just could not get a bucket. I think the Thunder went on an 11-0 run to end this game. And that's going to do it. That's going to do it. I mean, the Kings, I'm sorry, Kings fans. I apologize all the time, but you guys have no future. I feel so bad for y'all. I feel so bad. I think Keegan Murray was out this game, right? Yeah, Keegan Murray was out. But, I mean, I don't think that really would have changed much. And then the last game of the night, not a whole lot to say. The Clippers, they didn't fool me. They did not fool me. I know it's early in the season, but they didn't fool me. It's just incredible to see this team, no matter how... Brook Lopez, 1 for 6. John Collins, 2 for 6. Chris Dunn, 2 for 6. Nick Batum, 1 for 4. James Harden, 6 for 15. Bogdan Bogdanovic, 1 for 5. Ivica Zubac, 7 for 12. Derrick Jones Jr., 1 for 6. Kawhi Leonard, 7 for 17. Bad game offensively. They shot 36% as a team. They only hit 6 threes. 6 threes. That's not a typo. And guess what? The other side, the Wizards hit 17 threes. Quentin Post had a great game. Kuminga had a slow game. It wasn't that great. But Pods came off the bench, played incredibly well. Starting Quentin Post, I thought was super cool. Obviously, the Warriors had to play a little bit bigger, right? So they had Quentin Post, and he showed up and showed out. He had a great start to the game, and he hit, how many threes did he hit? 4. I felt like he was lighting that up. I do want to say, Adam Silver, what the hell is wrong with you? I got to stay up until 11:10 p.m. 11:10. The game says it starts at 11. Tip-off isn't for 10 minutes after the designated time. I got to stay up till 11:10 to just watch the first possession of this game. The game doesn't end until about 2 a.m. You want me to stay up until 2 in the morning? This is a shame. This is a crying shame. Some of the games, I think, when they're on national television now, they're going to be started at 11, which I think is just absolutely heinous, man. How are you going to make us do that? Shout out Jimmy Butler. This guy in particular, I think it was in the third quarter. Curry was playmaking a lot. He had 8 assists, but Jimmy Butler also had 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 21 points, shot 9 for 12 from the field. He's hitting threes. This dude is shooting 3 for 4 from deep. Like, are you kidding me? Jimmy Butler, this guy, when Steph Curry goes off the court, the Warriors don't miss a step. They don't skip a beat. Jimmy has been the perfect counterpart to Steph Curry. Steph Curry can exit the game and they won't get blown out. Isn't that insane? I have another. We're going to be talking a little bit more about the Warriors in our next segment, fact or cap. So just strap in. All right. And that's it for all the games last night. That's it. Guys, before we get into fact or cap, podcast listeners, 5-star ratings and reviews, YouTube watchers/listeners, be sure to drop a like, subscribe. It would really help a lot. Let's move into our next segment, fact or cap. We're going to be doing a lot of these segments moving on throughout the season. Just let me catch my rhythm. We've only been doing podcasts now for 2 weeks. So happy 2 weeks, y'all. Here's to another 2 weeks and 2 months and whatever. We're still trying to get our YouTube channel monetized. So that's why when I say drop a like, subscribe, it would really help. We need 1,000 subs minimum and a bunch of watch hours, and we're halfway there. So if y'all could help your boy out. The 76ers hot start is sustainable. Fact or cap? I thought long and hard about this morning and last night. I think that's cap. And I know before you guys start throwing your tomatoes, I don't believe it's going to be sustainable to play Tyrese Maxey over 40 minutes a game. I will give him credit and props because last year when it was announced that Paul George and Joel Embiid won't be playing back-to-backs, and then they got hurt and they shut him down, Tyrese Maxey started the year off being the sole guy. He was the number one option. He was thrusted into that role, and he was horrible. If you guys want to go back and look at all the games before Tyrese Maxey went down due to injury, he was horrible. He was inefficient, turning the ball over, just looked gassed. He wasn't ready to be the number one on a team. Teams were just doubling him, trapping him, hedging him. He was not ready. This year, he looks stronger. He looks more methodical. And he looks like he knows what he's doing. My issue is the 76ers haven't played the best of competition. Not the worst, but they haven't played the best. On top of that, I can't envision a 76ers team staying healthy, right? Tyrese Maxey gets hurt too, especially when you're playing this man over 40 minutes a game. They are playing him a lot. Like more than any team should be playing their star player in the regular season. Honestly, it looks like, is it Nick Nurse who's their head coach? I forgot. I forget. It might be Nick Nurse. I don't remember. Let me know who it is. I don't know if this is Tom Thibodeau just like somehow getting his fingers dirty here, but Tyrese Maxey, I don't think this is sustainable. Obviously, they won and they're still undefeated. I just don't think that this is sustainable without a centerpiece in the offense being Joel Embiid, VJ Edgecombe developing throughout the year, which, that's going to happen. Paul George, whether or not he can stay healthy. I do not believe that the 76ers are sustainable this year. Their success, that is. I think Tyrese Maxey is going to continue doing what he's doing, but teams are going to figure out how to defend them. Whether or not he can stay healthy is another thing. In my opinion, I think it's cap that the 76ers success will be sustainable. I think they'll make the play-in. I think they're proving that they can make the play-in. I don't think there's much competition to make the play-in. So I think that'll happen. Whether or not they lock in a top 6 playoff spot, hey, it's not out of the realm of possibilities. I personally just do not believe that what I'm watching the 76ers do, they're going to be doing all year. I think Tyrese Maxey is having a great best start to his season in his entire career. I just don't think that come February they're going to be still doing this thing. We'll see though. I'd love to be proven wrong. I would love to be wrong because the 76ers are, when they're fun, when they're good when they are a good team, they make basketball more fun, straight up. Guys, again, I do want to apologize for the shorter pod. I didn't have that much time to prepare going into this with all of my symptoms of sickness, but we still have 2 more points. I don't think that we're ending yet. Factor cap. The Warriors are contenders. Now this one's tough. This one is very tough. I'm going to say it's a fact. Watching the Golden State Warriors right now, I'm just envisioning them against the Thunder in a 7-game playoff series or the Nuggets in a 7-game playoff series. What team do you think gives them the most issues? I think the Nuggets would. They have nobody to stop Jokic. Nobody has anybody to stop Jokic. The Warriors right now have been playing average. You haven't had a real dominant game from Steph Curry yet, other than that, was it that comeback that they had? Yeah, where he had a horrible first half. You have not seen Steph Curry at his best. You have not seen the chemistry of this team at their best. They are still learning how to have Jonathan Kuminga in the starting lineup, and it's been working really well. Steve Kerr just gave us the green light that he is going to be a starter for the near future at least. This team needs to figure out what exactly they are. Get all the role guys ready. Moses Moody, Quinton Post, hell, even Pat Spencer. You never know how deep you got to go in the playoffs if you're in foul trouble. I believe that the Warriors are true contenders. Now, I'm not really going to use health as a reason why, but the 76ers, I just don't think that it's sustained success, like injuries aside. But the Warriors, like, not even talking about if they're healthy or if someone gets hurt, just looking at them right now, I believe that they are championship contenders. With Jimmy Butler there, you saw it in the playoffs. They were great. They were great until Curry went down, and Jimmy was still holding his own for the most part. He had no chemistry with the team either. They only played like 14 games together prior to the playoff, 15 something. Regardless, I think the Warriors are contenders. I think that's a fact. They just look unbelievably good. They look fun. They're still shooting teams out of the gym, and at the end of the day, in 2025, 2026, that's what matters most. Their defense is not great, but I think that will improve. Jimmy has helped them tremendously when it comes to getting to the free throw line. Last year, the Warriors were the worst team at getting to the free throw line. They literally had the lowest free throws attempted per game. Jimmy Butler joined them, and they got throttled up into the top 10. He may not have had any free throws last night. Damn, the Warriors only had 4 free throws all night. The Clippers had 16. They only had 4 free throws? Is that right, or is that a typo? Wow. That's nuts. That's actually crazy. Yeah, Curry had 3 free throws, and Kuminga had 1, and he missed it. Wow, that's nuts. Well, this game was an anomaly, clearly, because typically Jimmy Butler gets 8 to 14 free throws every single night. This team is looking fun. They're exciting. When you have Jimmy Butler hitting threes and taking threes, when you have Quentin Post stretching the floor with Al Horford, I mean, this team looks fun. And I truly believe that they are contenders. Now, for our last topic. Oh, do I not have any more? I guess I forgot. Well, I had one that I wanted to talk about. I guess I just forgot to put it. My apologies, y'all. If you guys are wondering why I started, it's because on YouTube, if you are seeing the visuals, I didn't change the lower third that pops up on the screen. For my final factor cap. Final one. Will Giannis be a Buck next year? I think, truthfully, that's cap. Now, the Bucks have looked good. They have looked okay. They haven't gone up against the best teams. They haven't gone against the worst teams. I know I've said that a couple times in this video, in this pod. But I just can't, for the life of me, see a world where Giannis is going to get out of the first round with this team. Let's say Giannis is a 6th or 5th or even 4th seed, if we're being generous. I don't see them beating the Cavs. I don't see them beating the Knicks in a 7-game series. I just don't see that happening. Hell, I don't even see the Bucks. I was going to say beating the Pistons, but Giannis always destroys the Pistons, so I could see that. I can't see Giannis being on the Bucks next season. And for Giannis' sake, I know he wants to be a Buck for life. And I know on top of winning last night, they asked him about, hey, like, you know, what about that trade to New York? How you said you want to go to New York. And Giannis said, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm on the Bucks. This is my city. Blah, 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 blah. when the season starts, Giannis does not talk about trades. Giannis does not talk about it's not working. Giannis doesn't mention any of that. In the offseason, sure. But when the season begins, Giannis is locked in. He's committed. So I don't expect Giannis to come out and say anything, especially like during the trade deadline. I don't see it. I think this season would have to go catastrophic for Giannis to be traded at the trade deadline. It would have to go horribly wrong. As well as the Knicks. I like if it's true that he wants to go to New York, the Knicks would also have to be underperforming to make that trade make sense. Because why would the Knicks disrupt all of their chemistry, everything, by trading Cat, Mikal Bridges for Giannis? They wouldn't do that. Not if it's all going well. So as far and on top of that, I think other teams have better trade packages to offer than the New York Knicks. New York Knicks have players, so if the Bucks want to remain competitive with a Mikal Bridges or a Cat, that's a good trade for them. But if they want for the future, Thunder have picks, Rockets have picks, all these teams have picks. But yeah, I'm going to be wrong. I know I'm going to be wrong. Next summer, Giannis is still going to be in Milwaukee. I just think it's cap. I don't. Maybe it's that I don't want to see Giannis burn the rest of his career sitting on a franchise that unfortunately has no real future. I mean, they still have almost $100 million tied to Damian Lillard for the next 5 years. It's sad. I love Giannis. Obviously, I have a jersey of his behind me. But yeah, I don't see him being a Buck for much longer. And that's going to wrap up the Factor Cap. If you guys have any suggestions on other segments, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Guys, remember all the, my main YouTube channel, Jay-Z Uncut, my Twitter, Discord server, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everything will be in the show notes down below. Again, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe on YouTube. Sorry for the shorter pod today. I think this is the shortest one we've done since we've started. But your boy is not feeling that hot. Yeah, I just got to feel better, and I don't think talking is really helping that. Guys, I got nothing left to say, except for the games tonight. I was going to do predictions, but there's a lot of games tonight. So if we just want to rattle them off quickly, I think the Rockets got the Raptors, the Cavs got the Celtics, the Pistons get the Magic tonight. The Hawks beat the Nets. The Nets are going to go down to 0-5. I think the Bulls might remain undefeated against the Kings. They're on a back-to-back. Mavericks got the Pacers. Nuggets are going to beat the Pels. I think the Jazz might be the Trailblazers. Timberwolves beat the Lakers, although they're still missing Ant, and I know Lakers are missing Luka and LeBron. And then I think I got the Grizzlies beating the Suns. There you go. I got nothing left to say, except for thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And as always, y'all, thank you for watching/listening. I'll catch y'all tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern. I'm going to try to be here live. All right, y'all. Remember, we're live on YouTube and Twitch. Have a blessed day, everybody.